Proud to serve northeastern and central Pennsylvania. This is WNEP 16, the news station. Now, Nolan Johannes, Karen Hart, pilot Jack Rulin in Skycam 16, Chief Meteorologist Tom Clark, and Joe Zone on sports. This is Newswatch 16.
More giardiasis have been found in the Elmhurst Reservoir that serves several communities in the Scranton area. Pennsylvania Gas and Water Company made that announcement in Wilkes-Barre this afternoon. And Newswatch 16's Mark Davis is live with us now in our Wilkes-Barre newsroom to explain what the discovery of the cysts means to PG&W customers. Mark?
Nolan, PG&W officials and the State Department of Environmental Resources agree that there's no cause for panic, but they are closely monitoring the situation at Elmhurst Reservoir. The latest set of water samples taken from the Elmhurst Reservoir show giardia cysts in the raw water. That's water before it's treated, but there are no cysts being found in water after it's been treated, like at your tap. Company officials and DER says that's probably because a new chlorination system installed after giardiasis problems in March is doing its job. And right now, there doesn't seem to be a cause for alarm.
We are doing everything that is possible at the present time to make sure that if there are indeed cysts there, that they will be effectively made inviolable. And we are increasing our sample frequency in the distribution system, where we have thus far found negative results.
Now, the areas currently served by the Elmhurst Reservoir are sections of Scranton, primarily Central City and the lower elevations, portions of Archbald, portions of Blakely, portions of Dixon City, and some portions of Dunmore. Now, a new set of water samples were taken late this afternoon and right now are being flown to Colorado for analysis. Those results are expected back sometime over the weekend. But again, we have to stress to you that the giardia cysts were found in the untreated water, the raw water, and not in the tap water or the treated water you may get at your home. And officials are taking these extra tests just to be sure. I'm Mark Davis, Newswatch 16 with a live report from the Wilkes-Barre newsroom.
It's a chemical in the water of South Montrose in Susquehanna County that has prompted the state to advise people there not to drink the water. Newswatch 16's Bob Costantini reports that until the chemical was found recently in well water, it had long been forgotten.
It was dumped in this field, seen from Skycam 16, back in the early 50s. The Bendix Corporation used the grounds around its South Montrose plant to dispose of trichloroethylene, or TCE, an industrial cleaner now known to cause cancer. Back then, it was perfectly legal.
They would simply bring it out here and dispose of the trichloroethylene into the ground, and it would. It was thought then, of course, that well, Mother Earth can accept everything that we want to give her, and she did, and today she's giving it back to us.
Literally. Very small but unsafe amounts of TCE turned up in samples of the Bendix plant's well water, and nearby homes were found to have it in their well water. One of those homes is Bill Hackling's. A letter from DER tells him not to drink his tap water because of the chemical, so he relies on the bottled water, which is being supplied free by Bendix.
Well, I don't feel too good, I'll tell you. I don't know what might happen. And especially these places where they have little children, too, you know. They told them not to even let the children take baths.
Only 19 homes here in Montrose have water coming from the tap which may contain traces of TCE. But the implications of all this are far-reaching, especially for our area. Here, a chemical was dumped into the ground 30 years ago, long forgotten, and is finally turned up in the water system. Bob Costantini, Newswatch 16, South Montrose.
Coming up, a day in court for the Save Our Schools Committee, plus some premium advice on an insurance problem from Action 16's Gerry Gartenberg. The stories as Newswatch 16 continues.
I'll see you at Rocky Glen Park this weekend.
We won't know until at least next week whether a judge will order the Wyoming Valley West School District to reopen 2 elementary schools. Attorneys for both the concerned parents group called Save Our Schools and for the school district showed up in Luzerne County Court today. The parents want the judge to order the district to reopen the Rudder Avenue and Pettibone schools because they claim the district didn't do enough research before ordering the closings. The Wyoming Valley West School Board says the schools were closed to save money. A federal government safety agency has charged a Schuylkill County plant with allowing employees to be exposed to dangerous amounts of lead. The Ashland Metal Company in Ashland recycles the lead out of old batteries. The U.S. government says there's a lack of lead protection and inadequate medical protection of workers who were not removed from the plant when blood levels were found to be high in lead. Ashland Metals now has 15 days to correct the problem or negotiate the issues. The Schuylkill County plant faces a federal fine of almost $10,000. Almost everyone has some form of insurance, and sometimes that can lead to problems. Tonight on Action 16, Gerry Gartenberg steps in to help a Freeland woman having a problem with her insurance company.
It was back in December that Catherine Bookman purchased a medical insurance policy from American Travelers Life Insurance Company. Mrs. Bookman says the agent who sold her the policy said there was no obligation. If she wasn't satisfied, she could cancel and send it back to the company within 10 days for a full refund. When Catherine received her policy in January, she decided it wasn't all she expected. The next day, she mailed it back to the company and waited for her refund. 5 weeks later, Catherine was still waiting, so she contacted her agent from American Travelers.
Just told him that I wasn't satisfied with it, and I said that I wanted the money back, and he said, well, he'd take care of it.
But another month passed and the money never came. Instead, Catherine says she got premium notices from American Travelers saying she owed more money. As for her refund,
I practically give up on ever getting the money back, you know, until I would watch television 16, you know, and see that you help people, and I thought, well, see if it could help me.
Action 16 contacted American Travelers at their headquarters in Warminster, Pennsylvania. Company officials said Catherine's check was not sent out on time because of a bookkeeping error. They apologized for the oversight. 2 weeks after our letter to American Travelers, Catherine Bookman got her refund check of $99.
That was really nice, you know, to know that you could help me. So, because every little bit of money helps today.
I'm glad we could help Catherine Bookman get her money back. When you take out life or medical insurance in Pennsylvania, you have a legal right to cancel your policy and receive a full refund, as long as you send your policy back to the insurance company within 10 days. Now, if you play by the rules and still find yourself waiting for a check that never comes, remember you can always write to me, Gerry Gartenberg, Action 16.
If you have a problem you can't solve, write to Action 16, Box 16, Avoca, Pennsylvania, the zip code 18641. Next on Newswatch 16, meteorologist Paul Heppner will have his holiday weekend forecast. Paul, I hope it's as nice as it was today.
Well, it's a little bit uncertain right now, Nolan. We have a storm system that might be coming in, and when we come back, I'll tell you just which day will be nice this weekend.
Hundreds of forest fires are purposely set in the woodlands. Lives, property, trees, and wildlife are threatened. If you have any information on this matter, call a toll-free arson hotline.
Well, it was a little breezy this afternoon, but a beautiful day otherwise, Paul.
In big contrast to yesterday, Nolan, we had those vicious thunderstorms rumbling through. That was with a cold front, and that cold front swept on through, and now a nice, cool, dry air mass is in here. A refreshing change. That wind will be dying down tonight, which will allow some pretty chilly temperatures. Let's look at our current reading in the backyard. Very, very pleasant right now. Lots of low humidity. Current reading is 78 degrees. Westerly winds at 14 miles per hour. Air quality index today with that nice new air mass was good. High temperature today, 78. Low temperature last night at 68. And the record low is mighty chilly at 41 degrees. That was set back in 1934. And there's a flower swaying in the breeze. Okay, here's a view from space for you this afternoon, showing you that a good portion of the country is enjoying nice weather today. Just a few clouds back through Ohio and up into the Great Lakes states, but no big problem here. Just off our satellite picture out in Nova Scotia, they have to worry about a tropical storm that's formed out there during the daytime hours today, Tropical Storm Caesar. In fact, we now have 3 tropical storms. We had 2 of them formed today, Bertha and Caesar, and of course Arthur was moving down through, down through the southern tropics. So they have to worry about those tropical storms, no problems here. This is what we have to worry about, some clouds that are coming down from Minnesota and Wisconsin, spreading some light rain. It looks like that cloud mass is coming down to the southeast, and that could affect our weather, I think, come Sunday. We've got this nice weather for tomorrow, then this for Sunday. Labor Day it's a toss-up right now. It's hard to say whether or not this storm system here will affect us. We'll know more about that tomorrow night, but tomorrow looks to be pretty good. Let's take a look at our computer right now, where I can show you some current temperatures throughout the state of Pennsylvania with a nice northwest wind, 78 degrees in Scranton, about 80 in Williamsport, back up through Elmira, New York at 76 degrees, but northwestern Pennsylvania, it's rather chilly at Bradford, 65 degrees, and DuBois around 70 this afternoon. Erie, of course, with a lake breeze coming in at 73 degrees. For tomorrow, well, we'll be looking at that storm system, which will be moving in from west to east. Temperature is kind of cool underneath this cloud mass. It'll be about 74 for a high in Detroit. And those clouds, you can see that by tomorrow evening, will be spreading into western Pennsylvania. But here in eastern Pennsylvania for tomorrow, we're going to be in pretty good shape with this high pressure system that'll be moving through Virginia. Look for a high near 80 degrees tomorrow. Looks great right along the eastern seaboard, but come tomorrow night, these clouds will be spreading from west to east, and I think we'll have to call for increasing clouds tomorrow night. Some cloudiness on Sunday with this, and maybe the risk of a shower. Then on Monday, it's hard to say. If we can get that thing to shift on by, then we're all set. But if it kind of lingers around here, we're in trouble for Monday. Here's the forecast for tonight. No trouble, quite nippy. 46 degrees in East Troy. Archbold coming in at 52 tonight. Martins Creek at 54 degrees. And temperatures out in Keating around 46. Kind of a cool night tonight. Tomorrow should be a nice day. Simply superb. We'll call it 78 degrees in Beaumont. Mount Pocono, kind of cool at 76 degrees, but not too cool. It's quite tolerable. 77 in Mansfield, and Wingate coming in around 80 degrees tomorrow. Looks good. The clouds increasing tomorrow night. Here's the sunrise and the sunset for you at 6:29, almost 6:30 now, rising in the morning, and the sunset at 7:37. Right now we're getting about 13 hours and 9 minutes of daylight. Pleasant tonight, 53 degrees here, cooler in the outlying areas. Sunny for tomorrow. The clouds coming in for Sunday. Might be a few peaks of sunshine. Temperatures will be in the 70s for both days. And then for Monday, we'll call for some sunshine, mild temperatures going into Tuesday. So, Nolan, it's a bit of a toss-up right now for the second half of the Labor Day weekend. We'll know more tonight at 11 o'clock.
Okay, well, it doesn't look too bad then for the big telethon that we'll
Right now, it shouldn't be a washout. That's right.
Okay, that's good, Paul. Thank you. Coming up, the first Friday of high school, and we'll have a live report from the site of one of the big gridiron battles. Joe Zone returns with Newswatch 16 Sports in a moment.
I'm Mike Stevens on the Pennsylvania Road for Newswatch 16, and I meet a lot of interesting people. A maker of some interesting gadgets, a very special group of bell ringers, a builder of some very fine furniture, competitors in a rather unusual contest. Those are just some of the folks I've met so far. I hope you'll join me for a visit with some others on the Pennsylvania Road on Newswatch 16.
Well, how about this one? 100 area Michael Jackson fans have a chance to see his Philadelphia Labor Day concert, and at less than cost. It seems an anonymous benefactor has given the United Way of Wyoming Valley the 100 tickets for Jackson's Monday's concert in Philly. These are scenes from the Jackson concert last month at New Jersey's Meadowlands. But there's one stipulation for Monday's concert. The United Way must sell the tickets at a lower price than the going $30 concert price. How do you get a ticket? Bring $20 and line up tomorrow, starting at 3 p.m. at the United Way offices, 9 East Market Street in Wilkes-Barre. A contribution to the United Way. Big day for high school athletes. Football, I bet those stomachs are really wheezy right now, right, Joe?
I swear, it seems like we just put the wraps on our, remember that TV game we did with Berwick and North Pocono? It's been 8 months. Of course, those guys have been practicing since then, too. Just about everybody going tonight in the opener, although the Big 11 with 3 of our Super 16 teams will wait until next week to open. The powerful Wyoming Valley Conference goes with a new setup this season. Tim Karlson is at Wilkes-Barre Memorial Stadium, where G.A.R. Northwest will kick things off. Timmy?
You got it, Joe, and I'll tell you, that new setup is the fact that there are now 2 divisions, an A division and a B division. And, of course, the A division up with 7 teams in it, and the B division with 8 teams in it. And it'll kind of cut down the competition as far as between the B clubs will be playing more of each other, and then the A clubs will be playing each other, and it's supposed to kind of even out the competition between the schools as far as size goes and school population goes. We have the head coach of G.A.R. with us tonight, Charlie Fick. And Charlie, first of all, how do you feel about that realignment of the Wyoming Valley Conference?
Well, Tim, I like it and I don't like it. I like it that we do play every B division club. Last year we didn't play a team like Bishop Hoban. Myers did not play Hanover, and so on. There was chances that if there was ties created, there's a chance that we just didn't have enough B games to determine a champion. It didn't work out that way, but that was the possibility. The bad part is that every B team does not play the same AAA ball club. It's just the luck of the draw, and there's a chance you could get beat up a little bit playing some of the bigger AAA or Quad A teams.
All right, now there are a couple of new entries in the Wyoming Valley Conference this year, Hazelton and Northwest. Tonight, you start out with one of those new clubs. Let's talk about your club a little bit, though, with coming back off a 2-8-1 season. You are number 13 in our Super 16. How do you feel about your ball club this year?
Well, we are coming back, and we're going to come back strong as far as we're concerned. I think it'll be a good test tonight, meeting a new club in Northwest. I think basically what we're going to try to do is just take it right to them, test them, see what they got, and I'm sure they're going to try to do the same thing with us. And I'll tell you, I think our ball club is ready to go. We have one kid that's injured, and Chris Wheel. Other than that, we're at 100%.
Let's talk a little bit about your quarterback, the man that's going to lead the club, Jay Kubicki. How much are you leaning on him this year?
Oh, we definitely are. We're leaning mainly on his experience. In the past, we accepted some of his mistakes because he was a sophomore. Not this year. This year, he got to lead the ball club. He got to do a lot of things. Plus, he's playing defense for us also. So we're counting on Jay in a big way.
And behind him, Chris Olick's the running back.
Oh, that's right. You know, with the speed down here on the turf, I think Chris is going to be unstoppable in a lot of ball games just because of the turf and because of his speed and his attitude this year.
Coach, thank you very much and best of luck to you. Charlie Fick, the head coach of the G.A.R. Grenadiers, opening up tonight. They are the number 13 team in the Super 16. They'll play one of the new entries in the Wyoming Valley Conference. In a B Conference game, they'll be playing Northwest. And Joe, of course, we'll have the highlights tonight for you at 11. We'll see you later.
All right, thanks, Tim. G.A.R., our number 13 team, going in, just one of 9 Super 16 teams in action tonight. Well, here's what it looks like. Number 2, Williamsport at Pottsville. Number 4, Mount Carmel at Tamaqua. Number 5, Valley West at Tunkhannock. Number 7, Honesdale versus Susquehanna. Number 9, Montoursville versus Reading Central Catholic. Number 10, Wyoming area at Hazelton. Number 12, Stroudsburg at Redland. Number 13, G.A.R. Northwest. Number 16, Shikellamy versus Cedar Cliff. They're all going tonight. And tonight, we begin with our 10-minute sports final. We'll have all the scores, the highlights, and interviews, plus all of the key baseball stuff. Don't forget, there are a couple of pennant races going on. In fact, right now, the Mets, the first of 2 with San Diego, no score, New York, San Diego in the second inning. Phillies have the Giants again tonight. The Cubs will be in Atlanta. The World Boxing Council's heavyweight title is on the line tonight. Tim Witherspoon is making his first defense against undefeated Pinklon Thomas. Witherspoon weighed in at 217 pounds, Thomas at 216. Witherspoon is 18-1, 12 knockouts. His only loss was to Larry Holmes. He says he'll end it in 5. And finally, they're starting to get to the big guns at the U.S. Open Tennis Championships. 6-seeded Jimmy Arias became the first seed to get knocked off. Gene Mayer beat him in straight sets. Now, this is the Lendl match from last night. Lendl at the top. Watch the great backhand. Goodbye. Bang. 5th-ranked Kathy Jordan was also beaten. She was upset today by Helena Sukova, also in straight sets. One other one just did. Jimmy Connors won his match. He beat Brian Gottfried 6-3, 6-3, 6-2. That's all of it. Give tonight your best shot. Enjoy a football game. Get out there if you feel like it, and then support those kids. We'll be back about 11:15, I think.
And we'll give it all to you. We'll turn it all over to you.
Thank you. We need that.
All right, Joe. Thank you. We'll see you on the update. Still ahead, getting ready for the big ride in Scranton. We'll fire up the Steamtown locomotive when we come back.
Dial-A-Driver needs volunteers to take elderly persons for medical appointments and other high-priority needs. You can show that you care by volunteering an hour or 2 a week to make local trips for senior citizens who need our services. Trips are planned in advance, and Dial-A-Driver provides insurance. Please call us today at 824-9809. That's 824-9809. Thank you.
Finally tonight, this is the eve of Steamtown Saturday. The steam is up, and old number 2317 seen here on a test run within this past hour from Skycam 16. And Scranton is ready. The very first of daily old-time excursion runs starts tomorrow morning from the Lackawanna Hilton. The first run going to Elmhurst at 10:30 a.m. It's all sold out. Over 560 passengers coming from as far away as New Hampshire, New York, and New Jersey will be on that inaugural train trip. But Steamtown officials say you can still get tickets for the 12:30 and 2:30 rides. While tomorrow's runs only go to Elmhurst, the rail ride is expected to extend all the way to Moscow in just a very few weeks. Good luck to Steamtown. We're all proud of it. That's our report for tonight. Be sure to join us tonight on the update when Joe Zone and Tim Karlson will have all those high school football scores and highlights, as well as the baseball scores. They'll begin another season for 16 Sports Final. ABC's World News Tonight is next with the story on the 1-year anniversary of Korean Flight 007. We'll be back at 11 for the entire team, including Karen, who has the night off. Thanks for being with us. Enjoy your evening.